All right, everyone. Very quickly, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live. I wanted to pop on here very quickly to let you all know that probably not this weekend, but next week, I will go ahead and put together a video, probably in a slideshow format, when it comes to the evidence, receipts, um, even GPS information as far as certain times that I took the individual who I will not name around the city. But I know people are going to say whatever they want to say about me. You know, that's the nature of the beast when you are someone who's at the level that I'm on in life. However, the fact that I'm being painted as needy or desperate, the fact that on several occasions the person who I will not name was stating things along the lines of me begging him to stay or me not letting him go, or it being like a modern day version of the movie Misery. Nothing could be further from the truth. If anything, I would say it was the opposite. There were only 2 occasions, including the occasion that he did leave. At one point, he was saying that he wanted to go to Denton. Denton is outside of Dallas in the Texas area. And I was like, do you need a bus ticket? Do you want me to drive you to the airport? Do you want me to drive you there? What's going on here? I'll take you there. But the thing is, he didn't really want to go. I think that he wanted to orchestrate all of this drama and all this, storyline from about that point in time when he lifted my personal information to distribute to various parties, including that one particular woman known as Amber HHHH, who was recently arrested for very dangerous drugs. I am. Sometimes you can just look at people and you know that they've known each other longer than what they're showing. It's very interesting to me that both the person that I don't want to name anymore and this woman who initially filed the false police report on me, Amber HHHH, they're both from Oregon. They're both drug addicts. They're both active users. I've thought for a while that there's an offshoot online of an offline gang. I don't know if it's the Hells Angels. I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe just like a neo-Nazi group. But in hindsight, I was just worked. That's all it was. And if you're a con artist and you want to work somebody, fine, but just remember that there's legal repercussions. Now, there's quite a few people who I know are playing 2 sides of the fence. Look, you can think and say whatever you want about the situation, but if you're tied to any of the people who have been involved in this fiasco that I dealt with over the past month or so, please stay out of my life at this stage. Some people I've blocked, they've wondered why. I don't want you in my life after all this crap. I really don't. I'm not looking forward to having to deal with court proceedings. I'm not looking forward to any of that. But I don't have a choice in this matter. But anyway, I just wanted to make it known that I am going to put out in slideshow format from start to finish everything that I think people want to know that I'm able to put out, because there's some things that I cannot put out due to legal reasons. But I just don't like that narrative that I wouldn't let him go. I mean, think about the ego you gotta have to say that when it comes to me. Seriously. And I do want people to know that at the end, when he wanted to go, it was some sort of a family emergency in regards to his mother's brother being in the hospital, right? And as soon as he told me, I was like, well, you definitely have to go. And he looked at me and he was like, oh, I can't deal with this right now. I don't want to go anywhere. And I was like, that's your mom. You need to go. I'm like, did she already buy you a ticket? And he said, yeah. And I was like, well, you know, last minute tickets are pretty expensive. And I remember him saying, yeah, it was like $400. And she had just bought him that $300 computer. So I was like, you have to go. What time is your flight? And it was that next morning at 5:30 a.m. I drove him to the airport 2 hours in advance. I didn't even sleep that night. I was just like, well, I'll miss seeing you. Bye. And that was it. Oh, I think I'm hanging in there pretty well, Grady, but thank you for saying that. I've been through this kind of thing before to where people have gained my trust only to turn on me for attention or for money, in this case, both. So I'm kind of desensitized to it. I just am surprised at how many people are trying to jump onto this and become involved in this. But it's all pointing to, and I'm going to be careful about what I say right now for specific reasons, but basically we're looking at a group of people who are involved in a drug ring. And we're seeing the results of it from many facets. I mean, when I really think about how readily this dude was willing to talk to this woman who's been stalking me and obsessed with me for I don't know how long now, I'm under the impression that she might be one of his suppliers because of what she was just arrested for. She was arrested for possession of some dangerous illegal drugs, and that tends to be what the person who I will not name likes. So she probably promised him some drugs or something. Who knows? Who cares? The courts are going to care. But me, I won't even be thinking about this by summer of this coming year. I'm pretty sure. So anyway, just say no, everybody. Just say no to drugs. Just say no to jerks. Just say no to all of it. Say no to drama. Say no to people who are not on your level. Please. Say no to people who are not on your level. That was the mistake that I made here. My advice, especially to other middle-aged Black women, if somebody isn't on your level or higher in life, don't expend any of your time, energy, or resources on them, because all they will do is bring you down. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, sometimes when you're around somebody for a little while, and if you're in the same residence as them, you can think that you like them more than you do. In hindsight, that dude, who I will not name, was literally sucking the energy out of me. He was so negative, so low vibration. I was actually starting to feel like I was getting sick. Seriously. Never again. I mean, since he's been physically away from me, I've been feeling so much better. So, like I said, you know, people are going to talk. Y'all can believe whatever you want. I really don't give a flying F at this stage, with the exception of what's gone on with the ID theft. But that's why I think it's kind of comical that this dude was like, oh, she wouldn't let me leave. He's just saying that so that other people that he tries to victimize think that he's got something special going on when he doesn't. He's a consumer, a taker. I mean, when I really think about it, I'm just going to leave it at that. But I'm happy he's away from me, and I never want to ever communicate with this person directly again. Maybe somebody else with a different kind of personality can contend with him, but he's like the house guest that never leaves, because it doesn't matter whether I make a few videos about it just to tell you all what really happened, or no videos about it. He's never going to shut up about me until he crosses paths with someone else who he thinks can bring him more attention. So I'm just saying. Oh, Grappler, I don't ever want to help anybody in that kind of a situation again. You know, I feel like I had that experience. Never again. That's not true, Grappler 6. And I'm going to read this out loud before I go. Grappler 6 says, Tommy said I was like a warden and he tried to escape numerous times. That's not true. First off, he can't drive. Second, I think he only took an Uber or a Lyft a few times. And I was surprised that at least when we were sharing a place, which he didn't pay for in the least, by the way, he didn't take a Lyft or an Uber more to go out on his own or something. When he told me that his uncle was having the health problem, I took him to the airport. If I was like a warden, or if I were like the movie Misery, why would I have taken him to the airport? When he wanted to go to Denton, I offered to take him to the bus station. I didn't even really want him to stay with me. You know who talked me into that? That woman, Carolyn, Chicken Cakes. I don't like living with people. I think that when he saw where I was staying, he was like, oh, this is more comfortable than where he was staying, and he wanted to be there. And he never slept in my bed. I set up a convertible couch, when the sofa in the one bedroom where I was before I went into the 2-bedroom, the sofa converted into a bed, and I even got a room partition to where it was like he had his own room until we got into the 2-bedroom. So, I mean, there's so many things that he said that I heard him say that were lies and mistruths. It's crazy. No, I don't think drugs have fried his brain. I think inherently he's a very self-centered person with some very narcissistic tendencies, but also mean-spirited, very entitled. Could be the drugs. You know, they say that drugs can attract demons to attach to you, but I think it's a bit more than that with him. I think that really when it comes to his family, I think he's waiting for his parents to die. And he thinks that, you know, that's going to be his next meal ticket, really. I would hope that his siblings watch him in that regard. But no, he's a bit smarter than he lets on, but I think that he thought that he could live off of me indefinitely because I live a nice life. There were 2 jobs that he'd gotten hired for. The first job he thought he was too good for. It was Denny's. He didn't like the pay, and he claimed that his father didn't want him to take the job. I don't think that was true. And there was another job, but then he said that he wanted to only work remotely. And I was like, well, you know, I'll show you different remote opportunities online and everything. And that's when he got the computer from his mom. But what concerns me, aside from the identity theft and aside from my personal information getting lifted and aside from someone trying to open a line of credit in the exact same city where that woman lives who's been stalking me, and not just me, Ganville, Maya, it's been a bunch of us. She's, you know, there's things I'm not going to talk about it on here, but there's a reason why she was arrested recently, and that's just the start of her problems. But it's just I don't care what he does, Grappler, in regards to any songs or music or anything. This is someone that I'm doing this stream about right now because I do want to make it known that I am going to put the receipts and everything out there. But going forward, I don't want anyone to mention that person to me ever again, or anyone attached to that person. So Grappler, after this stream, if you come back in the future, use a different screen name. I don't want any sort of memory of anything having to do with that community. And if you can't respect that, then I'll just, you know, boot you. But that was not a very good situation end from my perspective. And again, I think that he just thought he was going to live off me or something. No. I have a lot of options when it comes to dating and relationships, okay? When it comes to the person that I'm not going to name, let's get real. I can do better. So I'll go ahead and let that be it for tonight. Again, say what you will about me, say whatever you want, just try to not say anything that can land you in a court of law. And that's about it. If you're somebody from his world, please stay away from me from here on. I'll try to get all that evidence and everything, at least what I can show you, out by maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. And again, for those of you out there who don't think that a police report exists, it does. It does. And there's some things attached to the situation that I cannot talk about, but that might end up surprising a lot of you. So take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.